This is the story of the Funny Man, a stranger side quest in Red Dead Redemption.
Government agents, stop bank heist! Get your paper!
Heading to Benedict Point, inside the train station, John will encounter a man sitting on the bench named Jimmy Saint.
My, take a look at you. Will you take a look at you? You look like you've seen trouble, mister. Enough for 100 men.
Trouble has a way of finding me, mister.
Do I like the sound of that? Do I ever like the sound of that? Trouble with a capital T. That's just capital.
Whatever you say.
Cold, tough, but with a heart of gold. The cowboy sings his lonely song like a dog whose bone is made of wood.
Excuse me?
Oh, nothing. I was just writing my next piece. I've been sent out here to provide a little frontier joie de vivre for the ladies back east.
I don't understand a word you're saying, mister.
Yeah, my ma felt the same way. And now she wrote me out of her will, and there's no hope for any of us. Jimmy Saint, sir, at your disposal. But please don't dispose of me just yet.
What are you doing out here, Jimmy?
Capturing the spirit of the West for a monthly back east. You know, I'm sending them my oh-so-witty and oh-so-pertinent missives and gaining myself a little prize in the bargain. So it's action I'm after, and action I'm gonna find, too. Wild men, cheap women, guns, that sort of thing.
Well, you have fun.
Fun? I'm gonna have the time of my life, sport. I tell you, mister, the time of my little old life.
Now, before we do head out of Benedict Point, I think it's prudent that I pay off my bounties. Assaulting a law officer, I definitely remember doing that in the previous episode, which was Flowers for a Lady, but the animal slaughter, I don't so much. Heading out of Benedict Point and to the west, in your travels, you'll come across a stranded man hiding behind crates at Gaptooth Breach.
Them bastards in Gaptooth Breach got my friend, Floyd. Please, mister, you gotta help him. I'm in a bad way. I gotta get to a doctor. We was in the rail house when they jumped us. Maybe he's still around there.
Getting up to the train house and rescuing Floyd after taking care of the bad guys.
You there, friend! Come get me out of this mess. I'll make it worth your while. I'm truly indebted to you, partner, but don't you worry, because I'm got a way to repay that debt. Sons of bitches are hiding treasure in those caves. My friend and I was about to swipe it when they got me. Don't know where he got to. Anyways, if you get us to the mouth of the cave, I can show you where it is on your map.
Floyd promises you some treasure if you aid him in dispatching some of the bad guys and heading into the mine.
Good work, partner. All right, so here's where the treasure's at. You get me there and you get your share. You have my word.
So heading further into the mine, it becomes apparent that there is actually a stranger side quest, Funny Man, that can be activated. So first we'll just grab the treasure quickly from the chest, which garners us a nice $136 bounty. Take out some stragglers in the main room. Behind one of the crates is the Funny Man himself, and you have to untie him as it looks like he has already been apprehended by the miners.
Jimmy, I didn't know you were a miner.
I'm not, sport. This is the first time that I've ever been underground. But I like getting a preview of being buried. It should be fun, but not funny, what?
Your eastern wit is wasted on my dumb western brain, sport.
Oh, don't worry, you're not missing much. I'm beginning to think that this article will be better written on a tropical island in the arms of a beautiful maiden.
Interesting idea. Now, can we get out of here?
Yes, please.
Like a fish out of water, Funny Man bolts out of the mine. It's usually smart to clear it out first before you try and let him wander off, as he can be killed. Supposedly there is actually this truant rattlesnake that sometimes spawns and kills him, but he's got out clean, as you can see here. And we've completed Gaptooth Breach. So, as Jimmy hobbles off into the distance, we continue on our journey. However, if you head to Pike's Basin, you'll see that the Funny Man icon appears again. It quickly becomes apparent that Funny Man is placed in these hideouts so that you experience them and don't miss them in the game, which is a clever way. Just like Flowers for a Lady, where we collected flowers, In this quest, we are now going to Pike's Basin and Gaptooth Breach, and the main hideouts, and helping Jimmy out of a pickle.
Thanks, sport. You are a true American hero.
Right. What are you doing down here?
Well, I just thought I'd see a little bit of the local color, you know? But these gentlemen have seen to it that I've enjoyed the true hospitality of the frontier. Hey, cigar?
Let's get out of here.
Right.
Though with Pike's Basin, you don't actually have to complete it. You can actually head in from the top of the basin on the McFarlane's ranch side and free him without actually contending with all of the bandits. We are left to continue on our journeys. However, you don't have to wait any time, but you can see on the map that Tesoro Azul, Funny Man, is once again in one of the gang hideouts. So heading to Tuberosa and just to the east, we'll go to Tesoro Azul, where we're beckoned for help by the local militia. And he says,
Can I join in?
Gracias, amigo! The pendejos killed 2 of my men and captured another! We must save him!
so helping the judicial kill some of the guards, we clear out the town, though this is completely optional. It's just more fun side content where you will be rewarded for, but also reuses some of the landmark areas in the game, and repurposes them. You do this a lot in multiplayer as well. It seems as Red Dead Redemption really just tries to squeeze as much content out of these main locations as possible, because the land is so sparse. So contending with the gang, we can see down at the end of the town is the gang leader. Now, as I was helping the judicial out, I realized that his shadow, that he's probably holding a hostage as they do, so instead of trying to get him from the front, I utilized a window and some Deadeye. And that is how you clear out a gang hideout. With Tesoro Azul complete, we are free to find Jimmy in the town. So we got some loot.
Can I borrow this, friend?
And head back to the church and up the ladder and hear Jimmy squealing. Before I help old boy out, I might just check out what's in that chest.
Get these ropes off me!
In multiplayer, it is the Glock or the automatic pistol, which is why you'd come to this place over and over again. And we free Jimmy once more.
Damn, sport. You really are someone to be riding the river with.
I think you done outstayed your welcome down these parts, old Jimmy. I'd get out while the going's good.
Oh, you're right about that. There is something about nearly dying several times that hasn't given the old muse the kick up the backside that I was expecting. I can't write a joke for a pile of fresh turd. No more of this cowboy business for old Jimmy. I think I might take up music or war reporting.
Smart Jimmy decides that maybe the West isn't his cup of tea. You know, he wants to become either a musician, which takes a lot of skill, I don't know if he can play, or a war correspondent. Both things seem to be a little bit a better fit than jokes, because Jimmy hasn't said one funny thing yet. Now, as Jimmy tries to head off, he does get caught behind these crates a fair bit, and it's shown on the wiki that if you follow Jimmy as he goes on foot, because he really heads for a long time, he will usually be attacked and killed by wolves, ending Jimmy's adventure prematurely. Now, I assume it's at night that this will actually amplify how many wolves there are, as it is stated that sometimes they will spawn like 30 to 60 and they will rip him apart, so it seems to be a part of his story. Funnily enough, you can find Jimmy Saint's gravestone in Tumbleweed before you start the mission, and it states that he died in 1911 by gunshot. Now, whether this is not meant to match up with the wolves, or maybe it's a happy coincidence, there's 2 Jimmy Saints, it's remained to be seen, but it seems like he was so far out of his element, it was only a matter of time that Jimmy Saint could keep up. That's just one of the many stories in Red Dead Redemption, and I've heard that there's a man that stares out into the distance back near McFarlane's ranch and has an ominous presence about him. I might just head over and see what he's doing. But that is a story for another day.